The United States and United Nations say that failure to help Iraq rebuild could unravel gains made against Islamic State there, as the conditions that kindled sectarian alienation and bloodshed, allowing jihadists to take over, would remain. Although the United States said on Tuesday it was extending a $3 billion credit line to Iraq, it has not provided any direct government assistance. It instead hopes it can count largely on Gulf allies to shoulder the burden of rebuilding Iraq. Saudi Arabia will provide $1 billion through its Saudi Fund for Development and $500 million in export credit, Foreign Minister Adel Jubeir told the conference, which ends later on Wednesday. Kuwait will earmark $1 billion in loans to Iraq and will commit to another $1 billion as investments, Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah said at the gathering. Qatar pledged $1 billion in loans and investments, and the United Arab Emirates pledged $500 million, but added that there were $5.5 billion in private sector investments in Iraq. It was not clear if these investments were new or already in place. Turkey will give Iraq $5 billion in credit lines, Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said, and other allies made smaller pledges. Those sums are dwarfed by the more than $88 billion that Iraqi officials have said will be needed for reconstruction after 3 years of war, with housing a particular priority. But the fighting has been devastating, leaving thousands dead, millions displaced, and almost 150,000 houses destroyed. Rebuilding homes, hospitals, schools, roads, businesses, and telecommunications will be crucial to providing jobs for the young, reversing displacement, and putting an end to decades of political and sectarian violence. On Wednesday, the United Nations launched a 2-year recovery and resilience program designed to help Iraq's government fast-track the social dimensions of reconstruction. It will revitalize areas that are at risk of violence, and support broad political participation and inclusive social development, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said. The Reconstruction Conference was taking place 2 weeks before Kuwait celebrates its Liberation Day from Iraq, which invaded in 1990, leading to defeat by a coalition and more than a decade of sanctions against Baghdad.